I like it. It looks fresh, but how are we not going to put a crab, or how are we not going to put the best looking flag out there, the Maryland flag, incorporated in the City Connects? They're City Connects. Put the Maryland flag in there. Put a crab in there. Put my logo on there. What's going on here? We got Aaron Judge destroying stadiums. He should be arrested, first of all. With everyone at BTL chat, telling the squad ride, we'll break you guys out of prison later. This guy's cheated multiple times in the past, gotten caught for it. He's actually a human trash can. This dude is the scum on the bottom of your shoe. That guy goes park to park, stadium to stadium, a grown-ass man with a baseball glove, like he's playing in the game, taking home runs from kids, not giving little man the respect he deserves. What a loser.
They're watching me flourish, I'm watching them run. Damn. Brand new bag for pro, but I didn't pay for it. I don't like spending that cash because I'm trying.
What's going on, chat? BTL 278 piece. Hold the fry, as always, joined by your guys, Krabs and Javon, on this beautiful Wednesday morning. We've got day games. We've got the British Open coming up, Javon. A ton to get into. What do you like in this Cleveland Pitt game for the people looking for action? This 12:30 Eastern start.
Yeah, if I had to take anything, it would be the Guardians. I'm staying away, though. It's hard to back a team off of two massive wins like they've had, but Definitely not putting my coins on Rich Hill. Can take you that. But we did lock in the little 2-piece with Rosario run and Mookie Betts over bases. So Trent's probably somewhere in the chat bricked hearing that.
Good. Yeah, we are squaring up, going with the GOAT Mookie TBs, pairing it with Rosario run. Javon, I like it. Little 2-piece, hold the fry. And yeah, Daniel's right. That Reds hat you're wearing is fire. And we'll talk about them in a little bit too. Okay.
Sure we will.
Yeah, if you guys need a little 2-piece for that early game, we got you covered. All right, we tweeted it out. There is a Dodgers-Orioles game we'll talk about in a moment. Let's do a W recap. All right, we're going to bring on our guy, Kilkenny, to talk about some British Open plays. Need a golf expert in here. Big tournament coming up, starting up early as heck tomorrow morning. So make sure you guys get your bets in tonight for the British Open because you're going to wake up tomorrow and half the field's already going to be done. Okay, so we'll have him on in a minute. We'll go over the British Open, and then we're going to do MLB for the rest of the show. A ton of games to talk about today, Javon. But how about them Padres last night, brother? How about them Padres last night? Let's go. Let's go.
Never doubt fading Manoah. He's just not good.
Fading Manoah, man. Don't need to overthink it. Don't need to overthink it, do you? He got destroyed. He looked terrible. Shocker. Wow. One good start against the Tigers in his comeback, and everybody's back on the Manoah train. Well, that's a misfire. He looked terrible. Padres got it done. Squad ride cashes once again. That was the Padres' last chance in the squad ride. I was going to put a ban on them. Yep. 100%.
Yeah, they did it. I mean, with it being the Padres and with it being, I wish I could have said that, everybody was back on the Manoah train, but they really weren't, which there's very few situations where both of those can coincide. And I'm just like, I don't care. Screw it. That's just how bad he is.
Wow. That's a 5-2 card. How about it? Let's go, boys. Plat is being set. Daniel, you get it, brother. He gets it. Krabs, how free was that D-backs Braves over yesterday? Freer than air, brother. Freer than air.
Great.
Okay. Head-to-head lineups. Let's go over those real quick. CJ Abrams didn't do much. I think he got a walk. Acuna came through for me there yesterday. Javon, your guys didn't really do squat.
No, I'm expecting big days from them today, which I guess today for both of these guys is really the time that I was harping on them getting me some points. So I'm hoping it comes.
100%. And Prize Picks Guru, we're on the same page, brother. We're on the same page. We got a Degen raid coming in, party of 37. Let's freaking go, boys. W's. We got Ryan Rizzo, W Riz coming in with a sub bang. Great vibes on this Wednesday morning. We've hit both squad rides this week. Why not have great vibes? We're hitting bets.
Of course.
You guys are picking them. Let's keep the energy up. All right. Javon, what else? We did head-to-heads. I've got my guy Morton pitching today. Your guy already went. So debating on seeing how well he does tonight, that's probably going to decide the head-to-head for the week.
Probably is. So be waiting on it. I feel 100%. Decently good, though, coming off of another ton of runs yesterday. So what are you going to put the total at? But a little 10 total, 10.5 total.
100%. And we were going to talk about the Orioles game because it does start up soon, but I'm seeing it got delayed, Javon. Did you see how it got delayed?
Yeah, that was hilarious.
I guess the grounds crew forgot to put the tarp on the field last night, and it was raining, and they woke up, and the field was destroyed. So they're delaying the game. I don't know when it's going to start, probably in like an hour or so. Okay, so we've got some time to talk about that, Javon, but pretty wild. You don't see that very often. You don't see many mistakes from the grounds crew. They're usually elite. Absolutely.
Yeah, somebody's for sure getting fired.
Yep. And chat, promised you guys a BTL shirt yesterday. Okay, you guys grinded. We didn't get the 50 sign-up threshold for the Survivor Pool on stream, but I still want to give you guys a shirt. All right, I got one right here. Okay, let's go ahead and spam in chat Manoah Blows. Let's go ahead and spam Manoah Blows in chat, and we'll have our guy Josh pick one out. All right, spam Manoah Blows in chat if you want a BTL shirt. Send it out this week. You better spell it right. All right. Manoah Blows. He does. All right. Hope you guys are hip. Let's see who wants a shirt. How bad do you guys want it? How bad do you guys want it? Faster. Go. We need more. We need more. He blows. We got Kobe.
Go.
Kobe. Let's go, Kobe. All right, Cobes. I'm going to take a picture of this. Okay, so I don't forget. Bang. Dubs. Kobe, DM me. Okay, don't try to pull any fluke shit, chat. All right, I know who Kobe is, and we'll be talking. I'll be getting him a shirt. All right, W's, boys. We're going to bring on our guy Kenny here. All right, let's see what he's got going for the British Open. Excited to pick his brain We need golf winners, prize picks on the books, you name it. He's got us covered. Let's see what he likes for the British Open starting up here tomorrow. There he is. What's up, Kenny?
Let's go, fellas. How we doing?
We're living.
Great.
We're doing well, Beast. Doing well. Excited for this golf tourney. Might as well rip the Band-Aid off right now. Is it the Open or is it the British Open? Why do people care so much?
I'm cool with either. I think if you care, you got a big dump in your pants. Just appreciate a great tournament. Dude, I got to be honest. I was on another show earlier, and I said something, and I couldn't believe I said it out loud, but I'm going to say it again.
Sure.
I may like this tournament more than the Masters.
Wow.
It's close. I think, they're 1A, 1B. I'm probably going to get crucified in the chat over this, but I think it's because I've always just my sleep schedule's always sucked. Even in high school, I was always like an insomniac. And I think, the amount of times at 3 a.m, you're struggling to find something to watch. And when you get the rare British Open on before having to wake up for high school, I remember just watching, guys playing at St. Andrews at 4 a.m. And I just thought, I could get behind this. I just think also, a little more serious. It's just, the courses are just gorgeous, man. I was lucky enough to head to Ireland and play a bunch of links golf about a month ago. And they do it a lot better than we do over here. So I'm fired up. I feel like there's always a lot of narrative and history associated with the British Open, and the amount of storylines that are coming into this one. It's just, I feel like we're gearing up for a pretty special weekend.
Let's freaking go, Kenny. So give the people some backgrounds, okay? You talk about links. I know what that means, but I don't know if everybody does. Where are they playing? Can you give some course backgrounds, some tourney backgrounds, and then even some of those narratives that are going on right now in golf? There's some drama.
Absolutely, man. So we're at Royal Liverpool in Hoylake, England. If you're looking at the map, it's northwest coast. Looks like a nice quaint little town, about 5,000 people. The town looks sick. I was looking at some of the local pubs. Plasterer's Arms looks like a pretty cool place to get absolutely hammered with the
get
lads.
Plastered. Yep.
Yeah, looks awesome. So they've had in the last 30 years, they've had 2 British Opens here. It was here in 2014. Rory won. Second place was Ricky Fowler. And it was here in 2006, and the GOAT, Tiger, won. The course today is going to play a little differently than it played in those two Opens. They did a renovation a couple of years ago in preparation for this. I mean, just modern golf is just decimating these older courses nowadays, and they don't want someone to go out there and shoot 30 under. So they have to do what they can to try to make it a little more challenging. They lengthened a couple holes. They completely replaced, I think, 2 or 3 of them. The 17th hole now is a new 130-yard par 3. It's going to be the picturesque hole of the entire tournament. They wanted to almost play like the Players Championship. They've got the Island Green at TPC Sawgrass, and I think that's sort of the drama builder down the stretch that they're going for here.
Is it supposed to be a tough hole? Is it yeah, it is. So they made the course harder.
Yeah, it's an elevate. Weirdly enough on the tour, these shorter par 3s are typically harder. You have to be so much more precise with you're hitting a wedge or at times maybe 9-iron if you're going into the wind here. But it's an elevated green. It runs off in every single direction, and it's probably going to be playing directly into the wind because you're facing the ocean here. So it's going to be a drama shot, especially on Sunday. It's going to be a hole that guys are going to be thinking about 3 holes ahead of time. And then on top of that, they converted the 1 par 5 to a par 4. They lengthened a bunch of stuff. And I think most importantly here is sort of the weather that is leading up to this compared to previous years, both in 2014 and the year Tiger won. When Tiger won this, he famously hit driver 1 time. He hit 2-iron off pretty much every single tee because they got no rain in the weeks leading up to it. The fairways were super firm. The course was baked out. So the ball would just hit the ground and it would just roll. So you didn't really have to hit driver. They're saying it's going to be playing drastically different this time around. They've gotten a lot of rain this week. Rain is in the forecast pretty much scattered throughout the next couple of days, and especially on Saturday. The reason that's important is if the course is wet, the ball doesn't roll as far, so the course just naturally plays longer. I think the biggest challenge with this course is that the fairways are pretty narrow, and the first cut of rough is fine, but it's short. It's maybe a yard to 2 yards. If you're beyond that off the fairway, you're dead. You're in knee-high fescue. You're probably just chopping out it's essentially a penalty stroke. So you have to hit fairways here. And that just creates a double problem. You have to hit fairways, but the course is playing really, really long. So you want to hit it as far as you can. But if you're a little wayward with your driver, you're going to put yourself in trouble. So because of this, I'm really prioritizing just bombers this week, guys that can hit the ball really far, but more importantly, guys that are really, really strong with their long irons. So there's a few holes where Like there's a couple of pot bunkers that are like very hazardous, but they're probably positioned at like 320, 330 out. There's a few guys that can carry that. So I think guys like, dare I say, like someone like Bryson, I think could make some noise this week. I think.
Oh man,
I know it pains me to say it, man, but I think there's a lot of uncertainty in terms of how this course is going to play. But that's sort of where I'm kind of dropping my anchor. I'm targeting bombers. I'm targeting guys that have excelled in sort of similar conditions to this, and I keep landing on guys that can just hit the ball really far.
And Bryson has been playing better recently.
Yeah,
I mean, he dropped off the face of the earth for 2 years with that injury stuff going on when he left the tour. I feel like he's starting to come back, right? He's starting to come back to life. Yeah. If you're talking about, giving an edge to guys who hit the living crap out of the ball, that's probably a name who we need to be targeting. Is your guy Aberg playing in this one? Did you get the invite?
He did not. It's unfortunate too, because if he won any of those tournaments that we were ripping him on, I mean, I had him sort of like mentally circled. If he was able to qualify for this, I think he could have made some noise. Hey, there's always next year for the kid.
He's a beast. Okay, he's gained a couple fans on this this stream, 100%. Well, looking at these odds, Kenny, and then we're going to dive into some prize picks, but I want to look into these odds first. Let's go to the top. Do any of these guys look weird to you? Any of these odds look weird, look off, weirdly short, weirdly long? Are there guys up here you didn't expect? Were there guys who are not up here who you thought you'd be seeing? What's going on with these odds?
To be honest, it feels fair kind of across the board here. Like, I don't think there's a lot of guys that are overly mispriced. I don't think any of the books have gotten out of line here. It's more of just, do your research, come up with a plan, and just, mentally commit to firing on what you feel here. So it depends on how much action you want. Like, so I'll say this, and then you're looking at DK now. There's, I think the one promo they have, it's like you add plus 300 to any outright. I think that's probably just the smartest way to get some Scotty Scheffler exposure. You can't fade him. Like, you can't not do nothing with Scotty. When you bet a Goff outright plus 700 isn't all that exciting here, but like, I think people think there's all this pressure on Rory, and I think him not winning would be such a disappointment. I think it would be an even greater disappointment if Scotty Scheffler didn't somehow win a major this year. When you actually look at like the underlying like shots gained data, there's like a metric called shots gained ball striking. It just means how well you hit the ball off the tee and how well you're hitting the ball into the greens. The way they break this down, like his ball striking stats are actually slightly better than peak Tiger in like 2001. Whoa. Like he's hitting the ball as well, if not slightly better, as Tiger was hitting it like 22 years ago. He's just been abysmal on the putting greens. But you look at some of the
he can't putt right now. He's got the yips, right?
He plays it off like he doesn't. I don't think he would classify it as the yips, and it doesn't look terrible. Like last year, I had a lot of action on Will Zalatoris, and it was a similar situation where he was one of the best tee to green players on tour, and then he was a dumpster fire on the greens, and it looked like he was. Like he had this weird like hitch, this hitch motion. Like if he had
his videos are going viral of like his putter like wiggling back while he's bringing it back. I'm like, that's not
disgusting. Scotty looks pure. He says it feels good, and he says he feels like he's hitting good putts. He's just he's waiting for them to roll in here. But you look at the shots gained data from this year. It's borderline impossible that he hasn't won like 7 times, and he's only got 2 wins to show for it. So like, I just think he's the best golfer on earth right now by a wide margin. And I think for like a promo like that, probably the easiest way to get some Scotty exposure.
Mm-hmm. So if Scotty putts, he's going to win. Right?
If Scotty putts decent, he's going to win by 12.
Wow. Okay. Because he's that on fire right now.
He's just an order of magnitude better at hitting the golf ball than everybody else right now. And it's just if he putts okay, he wins. If he's making putts, he wins by a lot.
Got it. And then if somebody wants to go with a little bit more of a long shot, I do like that Scotty angle, 100%. I already had that written down that he's been crushing the ball, but he can't putt. Who else are you going to target here? I know you mentioned Rory a little bit. You mentioned Ricky Fowler playing well at this course, almost a decade ago. Gosh, that might not matter, but he's playing well again now recently. Are those names you're looking at? Is there anybody else?
I'm probably not going to get to Rory this week. I'm not overly passionate about it. I'm not telling people to fade him. I just didn't get there. Like, you can only bet on so many guys. You can only bet on so many guys at the top. I just, I'm going with Scotty. It just is what it is. Yeah. So therefore, I don't want to touch Rory. The next guy down, I would look at, like, I'm going to bet Koepka. I wanted to wait and see what kind of a number we would get on him. I just think, he deserves to be, I think, in the same conversation as like Rahm, Rory, Scheffler. Maybe you want to give Scheffler a bit of an edge there, but like Koepka's in that conversation. And if you're getting more than double the price on him compared to some of these other guys, he's locked in. I love what I heard in his press conference the other day. He's as confident as he was coming into the PGA. The game is there. He's going to win like 4 more majors. So why not? Why not this one? 18-1 feels fine. After that top echelon, the next guy that I had to get some action on, and I used on another book, there's like a insurance promo, pretty much how it works. It's like if you bet him and if he finishes in the top 20, you get your money back. So, it's a free roll if you top 20s. I was stunned that I got here because in my luxurious betting career, I have never wagered a penny on this man. I've never believed in him, and I'm in heavy this week.
Let's go.
I think it's Tommy Fleetwood time.
Wow.
Tommy
Fleetwood time. Finally.
It just feels like the stars are aligning here, man. So again, coming from a guy who's never really been a big Fleetwood guy, but just a couple of interesting British Open trends. Now, you don't want to base your entire decision around this, but I think it's funny when you start putting all of this together. So 9 of the last 10 winners of the British Open posted a top 20 in at least one of their previous 2 majors. Fleetwood was 5th at the US Open. He was 18th at the PGA. And then for good measure, he was 33rd at the Masters. So he's been fine in majors this year. 10 of the last 10 winners have either won a major or has finished runner-up in a major. He's finished runner-up twice. He was runner-up at the 2019 Open and the 2018 US Open. 10 of the last 10 winners have been ranked in the top 40 in the World Golf Rankings. So just nobody's don't win this event. He's 21st in the world right now. 9 of the last 10 winners have posted a top 10 in one of their previous 3 starts. He's got 3 top 6s in his last 4 starts.
Sheesh.
8 of the last 10 winners have teed it up in the week prior to the Open. He played in the Scottish Open last week, finished T6. An Englishman hasn't won the British Open since 1992. Fleetwood is born relatively close to this place. He's going to have a lot of family there. And I just think it's time for this dude to knock off his first major at 25-1, wherever you want to get him at. I think you can talk me into Tommy Fleetwood.
We've heard this narrative for years. Could it finally be the time he cashes in for the people? You think it is?
I think it is. And I like that insurance play just because I think his floor is very high. He is just so dialed in across the board right now. If the poorer the conditions get, the more I even like him. Like there's sites where you can even track like how well guys play in the rain or just adverse weather and stuff like that. Like Keegan Bradley, if it's raining, just bet on Keegan Bradley. Like Keegan Bradley is the best like weather advantage player. Fleetwood is up there. So I just think he's going to make the cut. He's going to be somewhere floating around the leaderboard. And I think there's a pretty good chance you're getting a free roll here regardless. So give me Tommy boy.
I love it. I love that promo as well. Gives you a little bit of a safety net for sure. And you mentioned Koepka, right? Koepka's coming in hot, feeling good, right? Healthy. You see who he got paired up with?
He's playing with Cantlay.
After last year's beef, right? Chirping the group in front of him or whatever for playing super slow, and now he gets paired up with them. How do you think this is going to go?
It's messed up, but I love it, dude. I think it's definitely going to like. As someone who had already bet Koepka, like I wasn't thrilled to see this, but I think it's going to fire him up, and at the end of the day, it's going to be a nothing burger. But like, there's no way it wasn't intentional by no stretch.
Yeah, they definitely set that up.
Yeah,
100%.
They should have threw Bryson in there as the third.
Who?
They should have just threw Bryson in there as the third. I know him and Koepka are like boys now, but I think that would have.
Yeah, they're buddies now.
Dynamic.
They're buddies now. It doesn't even matter. Literally, how did that happen? All right, and then we got link-style pop bunkers. People are complaining about the bunkers already. The tournament hasn't even started. What's good with these bunkers? I'm seeing people talking about the rakes are too wide or something. And obviously, we know, the sides of the bunkers, like the depth of them, are always going to be crazy in these tournaments. They always look like that. They're awesome. But they're complaining about raking like the actual ground of it, and I guess the rakes were too wide. Have you been hearing this?
So I haven't seen anything like this, but again, I feel like I haven't been as tapped in today. The bunkers are atrocious. I mean, everything that I've read, they're the single biggest defense for this course. Like if you're gonna blow up in a hole, if you're gonna put up a bad number, it's because you found too many of these bunkers, especially off the tee. They said if your tee shot lands on one of these, it is an automatic penalty stroke. Just like get out, take your medicine. You're gonna bogey. Try not to make a triple.
Wild. It's insane. And I'm a guy who likes the course.
I was in plenty of these. When I was over there, I was in plenty of these myself, and they're no joke. They're impossible.
Yeah, they look scary. They make me not want to play golf, to be honest with you. Golf's hard enough as it is. Now we got these crater bunkers that are impossible to get out of. My goodness. Yeah, I'm a course guy. I like to root for the course, so I'm super cool with it playing hard this week. Bring on the rain, bring on the wind. Let's root for some of these guys like Fleetwood who dominate in those conditions. And he's only 30 miles from home. People were saying in chat, Kenny. So he should have some fam there. This is a big one for him.
It's a big one for him. And look, I think he's like, you think of all the stories, right? Rory, he won here in 14. He followed it up. He went and won the PGA championship that year, and then he hasn't won a major since. And it's been like, is Rory ever going to win sort of the next major? And doing my research, I forgot about this too. Like, what a ridiculous part of this storyline. He was engaged to Caroline Wozniacki, like the tennis, like the female tennis superstar, back in 2014. They were engaged. They sent out wedding invitations, and then 2 days after they sent wedding invitations out, Rory called off the wedding. He, like, publicly, like, put out a very nice comment and said, "I wish her all the respect, whatever." But like, out of nowhere, blew up his marriage, and then went and won the Open like 3 weeks later, and then won the PGA Championship like a month after that. I forgot that that's how that all played out. Like,
that is crazy.
That's insane.
You got Rory trying to get the next major. You got Scotty trying to win a major in what should have been like historically the most impressive year of golf ever. Then you got Ricky Fowler, who just won his first event in like 6 years, still trying to win his first major at the course that he finished runner-up to Rory years back. You got Fleetwood chasing his first major. It just feels like if you're the PGA Tour, man, you're sitting here just licking your chops. Like, yeah, golf's in a great spot. The narratives are good. There's a lot of energy. This is going to be a great weekend.
100%. I'm hype. And this is the last major of the year, right?
It is, yeah.
Okay, good. So we got to get our licks in while we can. And what time do these tee times start tomorrow? You said they're like 4 a.m., right?
It's even earlier. I think it's like 1:45 Eastern time.
So
yeah, I can't wait. Like, I'm gonna try to I'm gonna try to sleep from like 7 to midnight and then wake back up and just recalibrate for the next couple of days.
Sure. And we got our guy Kobe in chat who's asked about Brian Harman 700 times. Any thoughts on him, the little lefty?
I've never been on Harman before. Like, he's safe. He hits the ball straight. He's going to find every fairway. He's had some success at Opens. He's a bunter. He doesn't hit the ball very far. And I think if we get a little more rain, I think it could be a problem.
Okay. You heard it from the man. Let's talk some prize picks real quick before we go.
Absolutely.
Dubs, let's pivot. I know you were checking out those birdies or better matchups. Were there any that caught your eye?
Go to the round scores. Actually, there was a couple of round scores I liked.
Let's go.
So we're not going to see like pin locations and stuff probably until like around midnight. So right now I'm basing this off of just weather and how the first round played the last couple of times out. Like, I think we're getting some generous scores here. So again, it's par 71. So, if they shoot 70, they shoot -1. And there were a couple of guys here. I think specifically, I think Cameron Young and Bryson, I think both were at 71.5, if I'm not mistaken.
It's like Bryson's at 70.5. I think we just passed them.
So if you go under, that means what? If you shoot 70, it's a dub.
Yeah. Yep.
I like it. I think Bryson to shoot 1 under in round 1, I think is more than fair. I'm a Bryson guy this week.
Yeah, I hate Bryson, but money's green, and I'm more than okay with putting biases aside and him being one of the biggest trolls I've ever seen, and taking him today to ball this week if he has a good matchup. I guess we want to call it against that course, right?
Yeah,
it's nukes. We don't have to worry about that, right? And he's been playing a lot better recently.
Cameron Young, what was he as well? I would throw him in there too.
Let's see. Yeah, he's on there, 70.5, same number.
Same number. I like him. I like him outright. After Fleetwood, he was sort of the next guy down the board that I felt like I just had to get some sprinklage on. At 70-1, dude. Not a single person on earth is betting on this guy this week. I haven't, from all the golf content that I consume and all the homework that I do, I don't see anybody going to Cameron Young. And I just think if he can click for 4 rounds, he's got winning upside. I mean, there's not a whole lot of guys that I think if they put it all together that can win. He can win. I mean, if he almost won in heroic fashion at the Open last year, took second to Cam Smith, been a little up and down this year, but still played well at the Masters, coming off a solid performance at the John Deere. Couldn't really make a putt over the weekend, but I think his distance is going to help him a lot this week. I think for this prize picks bet, it's perfect. And if you want to get a little weirder, 70-1 outright, I think is going to be worth a look.
Sheesh. Is that your favorite long shot of this tournament? Because I want to ask you that too.
Yeah, I think in the somewhat kind of believably realistic range. Yeah,
in the non-Aberg range.
I think 70
almost crazy.
I think Cam Young at 70-1. He's the only other guy that I'm going to bet under 100. I'm not even going to bother pitching it. If you want one just nuke bomb, I think at 400-1 Taylor Moore, I'm going to bet it. I'm not going to bet it.
Taylor Moore? I've
400
never heard of that guy.
400 to 1. Like,
Who
if
is
you're
that
gonna,
guy?
he won the Valspar. We won the Valspar a couple months ago.
Okay.
Man. This guy, he's a winner. He hits the ball far. He's solid with his driver. And again, just a bit all over the place. You're getting him at his sort of season low value. Again, he could finish DFL and miss the cut, but I just think down at that range, he's getting priced with like guys like John Daly and like senior citizens that won the Open 50 years ago and are just getting like the honorary invite. He's like a real golfer that's actually very good. Just put $2 on him and then bet it again. That way, if he goes out hot and you're like, oh, do I cash out? You can cash the one and free ride the other ticket. But down in like
lunch money on it
in the meme range, I think lunch money on Taylor Moore is fine.
Noted. Good. Javon, were there any bumps or any prize pick squares you noticed in golf that caught your eye?
Yeah, I haven't been able to go through that, but I can tell you there are a good bit of guys that I saw got bumped down from that 71.5 to 70.5. I believe Bryson was one of them, so I'll be checking through the bumps for that for sure.
Let's go. W's. That's music to our ears. Music to our ears. Okay, we got a little prize picks 2-piece here. Unfortunately, I have to tail Bryson this week, but you know what? I'm always down to get weird and back an evil narrative. Okay, this could be his revenge tour. Maybe it starts today. We get out ahead of it. And then Cam Young, a little stab at a future. What'd you say he was at?
70 to 1. 70 to 1.
Okay.
Depending on where you shop around.
Yep. Shop around always, chat. Always, 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 especially for futures like this, right? Because probably every book is going to have a different number. Okay. Always shop around. And take this little two-piece. All right. To take the edge off for round one. Bryson less than 70.5 strokes. And Cam Young less than 70.5 strokes. And your favorite bets, Kenny, of the whole thing, gun to your head, you got to pick a bet that hits in this tourney. Are you going Scotty?
Yeah, if I just, like the Grim Reaper appears and just says, hey, man, like you pick a winner or you're done. It's just,
that's what I'm picturing. Yep.
Scotty Scheffler.
Okay. Noted. Good.
By a lot. By a lot. Yeah.
Okay. Can you back these guys to like win by a couple? Is that like a thing?
Yeah, I think there's some books that they have like margin of victory. You can do them to win wire to wire. You can do it to win by X amount of strokes. The juice is like I don't feel like they don't juice them up enough. I think to really entice.
Shocker.
Like I think you have to if you want to do Scotty, you got to have him to win by like 4. I think to make it even worthwhile to look at it.
Well, maybe some lunch money.
Maybe some
on a big win. Okay. And then you go a little heavier on him just to win, maybe on DK with that, plus 300 booster. Dubs. Love it. Yeah. All right, Kenny. Well, look, I know you're excited. It's like the day before Christmas for you, right? You're stoked. We got the tourney starting up. Gosh, in hours. Pretty crazy.
12 hours.
Going Scotty. Yeah, 12 hours. Nuts. Jack, get your bets in today, not tomorrow. This is not your typical golf tourney. You can't wake up in the AM before work and get them in. Okay, get them in tonight. We were blessed with Kenny coming on. The golf sharp of the gambling community needed you to come on and give some winners. We like Bryson to play well, Cam Young to play well, Scotty to win this thing. Not a big Rory guy this week. What else am I missing? You like Brooks?
I like Brooks. I like Tommy Fleetwood.
Fleetwood. That's who I was missing.
And I don't know what I want to do with him yet. I'm gonna try to shop around for like some interesting props here. But I think Phil Mickelson is hanging around. He's not going to win. I don't think he's at any point is going to be flirting with a W here. But I think if the course plays how it looks like it's going to play, I think it's a dream setup for Lefty. He was flushing the ball at Augusta.
Krabs is so excited.
How are we betting him? He's my favorite athlete ever. How are we betting?
Dude, I'm a Phil guy. I'm a Phil guy through and through. If you can find, I haven't found it yet. Try to find top lefty. He would have to beat out Brian Harman and probably a few other shitters. The one book has, I think, like top live player, yet a little risky there because again, I really like Bryson and I really like Brooksy this week, but I think Phil was like 25 to 1 to be top live guy. I think that's definitely worth a look. And just to if you can get him to make the cut at plus money, I think it's probably worth it.
Let's go, dude. Yes. I'm hyped, bro. He's my favorite athlete ever.
Yeah.
Been a tough couple years for Phil. Been a tough couple years.
Right? Dude, but it was a tough few years. Like, why do we fall? Do we fall so we can get picked back up? And he went from in the dumps of the media to getting the fattest check of all time, looking like the man. And now he gets the high step into a major post-live merger, going, hey, everyone, I told you so. And you can thank me for making your wallets fatter. So I think he's coming in here, straight vibing, feeling good about himself. And again, there's lefty magic is always in the cards.
You can never count him out, ever. He's one of those guys. Him, Tiger, don't care how old they are, don't care how hurt they are, can't count them out. They're goats. They're goats. All right, let's fucking go, Kenny. I'm so stoked. What a way to end it, dude. I am definitely betting on Phil. Probably putting a little too much on him, but I'll sprinkle on those other plays you gave as well. A lot of good angles, a lot of winners. I know you're stoked, Kenny. Good luck. Okay, I know you're going to have plenty of units pending this week. I wish you the best.
Yeah.
All right, let's stay in touch. All right, if you get any winners or live bets, let me know.
Appreciate it, boys. Have a good weekend yourselves, all right?
Yes, sir. I'll catch you, my
too.
man. Peace. Let's fucking go, chat. Let's fucking go. Not only did he spoon feed a bazillion winners, he also ended it in the best way possible. Maybe that was scripted by him. I don't know. Phil Mickelson. Don't count him out.
Scripted. Had to have been scripted.
Okay. Phil is plus 340 for top lefty right now. Let's go, John. Let's go, John. You guys are doing some W updates for me today. Somebody else gave me an update on the Fever. Fever up 10.
Fever up 10. Let's go.
Oh, let's go, Joshy. Let's
Lock in,
go,
Josh.
Joshy. Come on. Who else took the Fever ML this morning? Who's a freak? Who took it? Finish. How much time we got left, boys? Finish. SVP is the new host of Monday Night Football. Oh, my God, that's awesome.
No way.
Oh, my God, that's awesome.
That's fire.
That is electric. Is that confirmed? Is that confirmed? Somebody in chat, let me know. All right. We can't be having fake bangs with that. Javon, that was electric. Ran a little late. Don't even care. Got so many winners. So much ammo for this weekend.
Plenty.
Okay. Plenty of ammo. All right. Let's dive in. You want to talk about this Dodgers and Orioles game? Looks like it hasn't started up yet. I'm going to look and see when they're expected to start. You give your little pitch on what you like in that game.
Yeah. Another game where I don't love much necessarily other than staying with the over, which I talked about this a little bit yesterday, which was after game one. So it's not like I called kind of the whole series to a T, but I just think this is a series of overs. I hate backing it after we saw, electricity the first two games, but I think we just go back to it. Two teams today who are in their better splits. Obviously, Orioles facing a lefty in Urias, Dodgers against a righty in Dean Kramer. Urias, not high on him, which nobody really should be at this point. He's allowing the highest barrel rate, highest hit rate, more home runs than he's ever allowed in his career. So I see nothing but continued regression coming for him. Same for Dean Kramer. He's got like a 5.4 xERA, which looked like it was starting to catch up to him until he's had a really good couple of starts where he faced like the Marlins and the Yanks, which are two bottom 10 offenses against righties. And obviously now you're facing the Dodgers, a much taller task. So, I think he gets lit up too. Another regression spot for him. And these bullpens after the last couple of days are a little gassed. And I guess the Dodgers a little less so after yesterday, not having to use many high leverage guys, but they're a little taxed. So I think we get a lot of offense from this series like we've seen the first two games.
Okay. W's, I need to hear about my Mets, Grin says. Boots on ground tonight. We got you, Grins. Don't even stress. All right, we'll get you covered. Shark Lark, yes. Let's go Twins. I like the Twins today, bro. I like the Twins today. We'll get to that too. Fever up 4. Need the updates. How much time's left, chat? All right, we got the ML on the Fever. Looks like this Orioles game is starting up at 1:45 Eastern, so in about 30 minutes, Javon. Lieutenant Goose is asking, what was the golf two-piece? It was DeChambeau less than strokes, and it was Cam Young less than strokes.
Yep.
Right? Yep. Cool. Awesome. We got any sub bangs? I haven't checked in a minute. We got to have one. We don't. You guys are weak. Come on. We hit 2 squad rides and we're not getting sub bangs. Come on.
People were locked in. Give them a break. Kenny
right.
was spinning the heat, man. People got to be locked.
I know. You're right. Yeah, I'm going to have some golf plays coming out this week too, guys. So Kenny absolutely spoon-fed some great angles. I'm stoked. All right. If you guys aren't betting the open, grow up. Figure it out. Okay. And also sign up for the Survivor Pool. All right. We're about to go into Javon's cheat sheet. We're going to go into MLB games today. We're going to rip through all of them. Okay. But first, can you guys sign up? All right. I'm giving away shirts. We're up here every day grinding, giving out winners, squad rides, 40 games over 500. Can you guys join the dang Survivor Pool? It's free. The link is in chat. Okay. We'll put it in there. All you got to do is sign up, and there are limited spots available. Check it out. All right. Falcon Guard already signed up. You know it. You know it. Jaden, I'm not bringing that up. No chance. Spino Masterclass. Yeah, I missed him. I did miss him. And I'm not betting the basketball tournament, at least not yet, though, God. At least not yet. We got the PLL All-Star game this weekend. We got the Open. We got MLB. I don't need the basketball tournament yet. All right? We'll keep that in our back pocket. Keep it in our back pocket. Link is in chat. Sign up. It's free. Limited spots. You can win Super Bowl tickets. The whole Book It squad's going to be in it, sweating it out, talking about it all year. Why would you not join it right now? Don't miss out before it's too late, because if you do wait, it's going to fill up like it did last year. Sign up. It's free. Go to the Super Bowl if you win. Survivor pools are also just very fun. They're fun. In my opinion, they're better than fantasy football. I like it.
Pretty fun.
Right?
Yeah.
It's more betting. Okay. Dubs, Javon, cheat sheet. Need it. Don't want it. Need it.
Need it. Some people are saying. Yeah.
People are talking.
That up there. Yeah, we can talk about it. There's a couple. I guess I don't need to go too deep into some of the ones on the bottom, but definitely got some guys that I'm targeting, especially when we talk about the home run targets. Who there's one at the top that stands out from the rest, and he's probably going to be going for a little less than a lot of these other pitchers leash wise. But Ross Stripling, who anytime he's been pitching this season, shortened start, shortened leash or not, I've been targeting him. And I can tell you what, I think after what we saw last night, they didn't win the game, obviously, but Luke Weaver's magical powers of getting the Reds to somehow score runs, it broke them out of their slump. They scored double-digit runs, like half the MLB for whatever reason did yesterday. I think that's the spark they needed for this offense. So I think against Ross Stripling today, whether he's going 4 innings or whether he actually gives them some length because they might need it out of that pen, I think he gets destroyed early and often by the Reds. And I think that 2.4 damn near home run per 9 is going to bite him pretty early and often in this game. So you got him on the mound. We got the typical Austin Gomber, who's actually been somewhat decent a little bit recently. I'll talk about that. Then the typical Trevor Williams bad, Ken Waldichuk bad, Rodon been terrible since he's been up. So not much there. BVP wise, George Springer is definitely an interesting name that I'm keeping track of there going up against Yu Darvish today, which, for a guy like Darvish, a guy who has such a wide variety of a pitch mix, to see a guy who's had so much success off of him definitely piques my interest. Especially when you're talking about like George Springer, who's the leadoff hitter, who's seen him quite a bit in meaningful situations. So keeping an eye on him. He's got some good props up, solid prices today. Manny Machado, same thing on the other side there. He's been absolutely lights out for the last handful of weeks now. So definitely a name. Just like I kind of said, I'm going to buy into Vladdy a little bit and the rest of the Jays bats. Manny Machado is carrying that Padres offense, even in spots where they've looked pretty poorly. So those are 2 guys in that game definitely looking out for. We got guys on the bottom, I guess, who've struggled against their pitchers. Nothing crazy there. We can move to the bottom. Yeah, Luke Weaver's so close to a quality start. Not Fat Girls. Not at all. I'll talk about the Brewers more than when we talk about that game. But in short, they don't suck against lefties as of late. They're actually pretty good. And then John Gray going against the Rays today, which I think is the next game that starts on the slate. For whatever reason, he's been a little shaky at home. And this is a Rays lineup without Wander Franco and without Randy Arozarena today for God knows what reason. Not many people are giving him a chance. Could it be the day? Could it be the day they finally wake up?
I didn't know Randy. You said Randy and who was out? Wander?
Yeah, which I mean, Wander's been, I don't want to say pitiful, but not fantastic. Randy's really been the glue at the top of that lineup, if anything, coming out of the break at least. He's been pretty solid. But yeah, I mean, no Wander. There we go. Fever up 8. We'd love to see it. We'd love to see it. Finish. Yeah. But I wouldn't be surprised if the Rays bats woke up. We'll talk about that too. But I'm very cautious, obviously, going to some overs today or looking at teams who I think are going to score a shit ton of runs outside of what's going on in Cincinnati with all that we saw yesterday. 12 teams scoring double-digit runs. I don't think I've ever seen anything remotely close to that. And a lot of these were, in the same game, seeing 20-plus runs. So careful today. That's pretty much what the bottom message there is saying. So that's probably about it for what we got here.
Dubs, Shark Clark with the good points. All right. Talking about John Gray, props, hella sauce. He's a red out gob. He 100% is.
Yeah.
A little weird. He's been so mid.
Yeah,
so mid. He does this, right? I don't know if it's just a lingering injury he battles through all the time. I don't know what it is, but he gets a little nick or something, like a little injury, and next thing you know, for the next 2 months, he's just the worst pitcher ever. He'll end up going on the IL. He'll come back. He'll be nails until he gets hurt again. It's like a tale as old as time. It's weird. You think he's fadeable right now, even with your two best guys out of the lineup?
I wouldn't say he's fadeable. Just saying, I don't want to put my coins near it. They're kind of like the Rays are in a similar offensive slump to like the Reds. So like in certain situations, I really don't want to get involved. On the Reds, their side is they're facing a little worse pitching in a massive hitters environment. So like I'll find spots to back them, and I have a couple of times during the streak, even though it hasn't worked all this time. But the Rays are going against John Gray, who is certainly no Ross Stripling, and they're playing the Rangers, who if you're going to score runs, you're probably going to have to do most of it off the bullpen. So I'm not going to try and snipe them, but it's just kind of like it feels like an NBA bad news situation where anytime you just see like the star players out, you just bet them and somehow it comes out on top. Rays, after dropping the first 2 games of the series, kind of feels like that spot, but I'm going to let them have it.
Yeah, I'm not betting that game. No thanks.
Yeah.
No thanks. I'm good. Definitely got in my head, though, lean the Rays ML. I would bet it, but I'm not doing it. I think the line has moved 15 cents since the opener. That could be those 2 guys being out, right? We've seen the Rangers getting respect this whole series and trying to, snipe the Rays to bounce back, and they haven't done it yet. So I think we just wait. I don't think your Rays are playing at their best right now. I think we waited out.
No, not at all. Not at all.
All right. Thoughts on Vlad and Machado square? What square is that? Vladdy Machado 4 hit run RBIs combo. I don't like those cats. If anything, I've been taking the less thans in that, and they've been smacking. So I would not be rushed to take those.
I've taken like 2, and I think I've gotten burned on both of them, and a lot of them just flat out don't hit. So I'll be staying away from a majority of those.
Kobe, they're playing. They're starting up in about 25 minutes, I believe, brother, unless some new tweet just came out. Fever buzzing.
Let's go.
Buzzing. Let's go, boys.
It's huge.
Josh sent us a text this morning. Me and Javon said Fever ML. I think Javon had the response of the year. Yeah, that's one of those things you don't even ask about. You just lock it in. Javon, you locked it in?
I did. I just pushed the button. No questions.
Good man. Do y'all still think the Giants are frauds?
Oh,
They're on a 7-game win streak. People are talking.
Oh, yeah.
We'll get to that when we talk about the Reds. I don't want to skip. All right, but I like where your head's at. We'll get to it. Draymond got spoofed by a fake Twitter news outlet. Bro, everybody is now. Stay safe out there. Stay safe. All right. We got sub bangs. We got Breezy coming in, giving out a sub bang. My goat, Breezy. Absolute viber. Probably giving out more sub bangs than anybody in here. Love it. Javon, you want to go through the slate? Why not?
Yeah. Why not?
Let's go through the slate. Love it. Javon being a sneaky Giants hater is disheartening. Yeah, Ryan's best.
I would like them to be good. I mean, I like their I don't know, the way they manage their team. It's very similar to what the Rays try to do. So like, I would love for the Giants to be good. They're just not very good. I mean, hang the banner for winning 7 in a row against the Pirates, Rockies, and a couple from the Reds, who are terrible right now. Good for them.
Yeah, well, I know one thing. DeGen hates the S. That's one thing we can all agree upon, and
as he should.
Say it himself.
As he should.
Yep.
Yeah.
100%. And I think somebody was talking about Kobe DMing me. I think Twitter changed like the DM rules. They're always changing shit. I just opened up the DMs to anybody who's verified or unverified. So Kobe, DM me. Try again. Okay, I got you. You know I'll take care of you. Rosario 104 outs after a 105 out. I bet. Nice. All right. Well, let's move. Let's talk about these games. Let's power through. Sandy versus Hudson. How many starts has Hudson made this year? Has he only made 1? How long has he been back?
I believe he's just come back. I think he made maybe 1 appearance prior to this. Could be wrong.
Looking it up. No, he's made a couple, but I don't think they've been starts. Has he been opening? What are they doing? So he's had 4 outings. He's gone, anywhere between 1 1/3 and 3 1/3. He's pitched okay. Honestly, he's pitched pretty well. He's only given up 2 earned runs in 10 innings.
Yeah.
I don't know if they're using him as an opener. I don't know if they're just stretching him out, coming back from injury. Chat, if there's a Cardinals fan in here, please speak up. Let me know. Okay.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure they use him pretty similarly. I know they piggybacked him the last 2 times off of Steven Matz. So I assume that's kind of their interchangeable roles there, depending on, what platoon sides they need. So I can only assume he's not going to go very long. But yeah, he's definitely somebody who's been overperforming a little bit. And in this game, I was shocked. I know the lines moved decently back. Yeah, now it's a pick 'em, but saw like a minus 130 last night for Dakota Hudson, which I thought was shocking. Even though we've seen some pretty constant disrespect on the Marlins, which has come out to play a little bit as the Cardinals have been good in the series. The Orioles have dominated them. They swept them.
Let's say how it is. The Cardinals have come out of the break well. The Cardinals look good. And yeah, they've played the Nats and the Marlins, so it's not, like they're playing the Dodgers, but they've looked good coming out of the break. And I'm not surprised to see it, right? Maybe they're getting their shit together a little bit.
Yeah.
I like Sandy in the spot, though, I will say. I do like the Marlins on the ML, but I'm not betting it.
Yeah, I can't bet against that line move. Okay. But I wouldn't be mad. I don't think Sandy is going to continue to be back necessarily. Not really buying into him just quite yet. He hasn't shown me enough. So after yesterday, a couple very smart people loved that over, got burned by it. I wouldn't be mad at going back to it again. It's sitting at 8.5 compared to yesterday's 8. So I do think regardless, the Marlins are going to have to win this game off Dakota Hudson by scoring runs, which they have struggled to do, to say the least, out of the break. Facing, with the Orioles, they got put in a tough pitching spot with a couple of bad matchups there. Dakota Hudson's not a bad one, and I'm definitely targeting him for some regression here coming out of his, handful of long relief appearances, even if he's going for very short. Because if he's going for very short, it's either a extended appearance from somebody out of the Cardinals bullpen, or you're just getting straight guys for an inning who are not very good. So I am cool to target them there.
Okay.
It's bang.
Guards bang. All right. Sandy, comeback player of the year. Javon hit the nail on the head. Not yet, but I do like what I'm seeing out of him recently. He has put together 3 or 4 pretty good starts, decent starts with a couple of good starts mixed in there. So we'll see. Yeah. I'm not putting my coins on him yet, but I definitely lean Miami here, and I think he could be back. I'm with you, though. I want to see one more start. I want to see one more good one from Sandy.
Yeah.
Until he's back. And speaking of comeback player of the year, I tweeted this out yesterday. I don't know if you guys saw this or not, but the comeback player of the year award started up in 2004, and we got a tweet we can show. Javon, did you know that they started it to promote Viagra's back in the day? This is unbelievable. I was doing some research yesterday about where these odds are for all these, MLB awards and stuff like that. Search comeback player of the year. First thing that pops up is comeback player of the year award presented by Viagra. And I'm like, what? This has to be a meme. And then I look into it. Turns out in 2004, they partnered with Viagra to promote them. I guess that was like when it came out or something. I paid them a bunch of money. And for, a handful of years, it was the Viagra award pretty much. Hilarious. The comeback player of the year award. I mean, give me a break. You guys can put it together. But it was hard to find stuff on it. I feel like, I don't know if the MLB covered it up or what, but they had articles about the partnership from 10 years ago online that when I clicked on them, there would be nothing on the sites. It was gone. Weird. Yeah. Maybe weird. They just didn't want to be promoting a drug or something. I don't know. But they definitely did back in the day. And I thought they hit the nail on the head and they should keep this. That's a hysterical award.
I know.
Talk about a partnership made in heaven. The comeback player of the year award presented by Viagra. That's hysterical. All these old dudes who love baseball too, they probably geek at it. It probably works. They should bring it back.
They should, honestly. I had
no idea. Yeah, they should. I had no idea this was a thing until I was doing some comeback player of the year betting research the other day. Ridiculous.
There you go. Yeah.
Ridiculous. We move back to baseball. Okay, no more fun. Let's go to what game? Houston, Colorado's, I believe. Belak and Gomber. Word on the street, Javon. People are talking. You might have a play in this game.
Yeah, I like the Rockies, which I took the plus 1.5 just because I'm a little worried about the back end of the bullpen that's been used quite a bit over the last week or so for the Rockies. But, I think they win this game, to be honest with you. Belak is a guy who I've been targeting, with some of those pitchers there, like JP France, for a lot of progression here. 3.79 ERA, but a 5.73 xERA. So he's been one of the most fortunate pitchers in the league. And you look at his Savant page. You look at all the statistics. He's 10th percentile or lower in hard hit rate, barrel rate, all the expected ERA, batting average, slugging. So a guy going into course, that's exactly who you want to target. And not only that, but since he's become a starter that they've kind of used sparingly in the rotation, he has like limited his pitch mix, so he really only throws 2 pitches, which again, for a pitcher going into Coors and it's the Rockies team who, when they're in their little pocket of hitting like fastball changeup, that's when they're at their biggest success point. I think he gets lit up today. And I talked about Austin Gomber briefly, but he's actually been kind of good, scarily. Like we've been fading him really the beginning of the start of the season because he was just god-awful, home run target, out the ass. Fastball was getting left over the middle of the plate. People were crushing it. I mean, 4 straight starts allowing 2 or less earned runs, and 3 of those were in Coors. So you can say not necessarily the best competition. I played like the Yankees, the Giants, and Angels, and a couple other teams, I believe. But in watching him, fastball command looks quite a bit better, which we're talking about a guy with a home run issue in Coors. It's kind of the progression that you want to see there. That's why he's had the slight drop in home runs in the last handful of starts here. So I can trust him. I think we get a really electric performance from the Rockies bats today. And really, I like Austin Gomber's matchup against a lot of the Astros bats, not named Kyle Tucker. So I just hope we get some electricity from Nolan Jones and the crew today.
Do you think this game goes under?
No. I was really debating between the over and this because, I mean, I think Austin Gomber is going to be okay. Not go out there and give up 7, but I don't think he's going to go out there and pitch a gem either. But I think Bielak really gets crushed.
I was wondering what your thought process was between taking the +1.5 and ML with a game with a lot of runs potentially. You still want the run, you'll eat the 40 cents, and you'll take it just in case.
Yeah, because something in the back of my head thinks there's going to be a lot of runs from both sides in the back end of this game too, with the bullpens involved. Especially like I think Gomber really never goes all that long, even when he pitches that well. But Bielak, short leash. Also, I think he gets touched up very early, so we're going to see a lot of extended outings. I think in the middle innings from the guys, and you got pretty taxed bullpens on the back end too. So I think we do get runs. I don't mind the over as a play either. They
got that Bielak more than 3.5 earned run square up. And I'm pretty sure somebody in chat said they got Gomber up there too.
Yep.
Let's take a peep at these. Somebody in chat was saying that Bielak dealt against the Rockies the other day. Is that true?
Yeah, a couple weeks ago he threw 7 shutout. But if you're looking at that game too, which I watched that game because I think I also played the Rockies in that game in Houston, he was getting crushed, and it was kind of like Rays 2.0. I know you're talking about the warning track shots in Texas the other day. The Rockies destroyed him. If you look at how hard they were hitting him for the duration of that game. So I talked about him being fortunate over the course of like his season so far. In that game, that was like the epitome of it. So going in Coors now, I think you're going to see the script flipped a little bit. And that Rockies lineup was one missing, a couple of the main guys that are in our lineup right now. The Rockies got a lot healthier since that point too. So I think it's a perfect storm of a lot for the Rockies offense today.
Let's fucking go, Fever. Close it out. Close it out. Let me know what happens. Can we talk about the Dodgers? We already did, my man. We already did. Javon, what was the play you liked in that? Runs?
Dodgers? Yeah, runs.
Okay. All right. 20 seconds left. They were just up 10 with 20 seconds left. All right. This is
choking a little bit.
Josh, keep us updated, brother.
We can't have that.
No, we can't be having a melt. Oh, he's bitching still in chat. Oh, no. They just get a 4-point play? I bet.
Can't do that.
All right. We move. And these earned run squares, honestly, let's go through all these real quick because they're sketch. We'll go through them. Our ball with 8 seconds left. Let's freaking go. Come on, boys. Let's take a look at the Prize Picks earned runs cat real quick. We've got a lot of guys up. Let's just go through their last 5. You can start with Gray. And this will kind of not dictate exactly how these games are going to go, but it's been pretty good. This sketches me out. This tells me maybe Gray pitches okay. Definitely a little sketch. We move. Continue. Javon, correct me if you think I'm wrong or if you disagree. But that's a little weird.
Not necessarily. That's a little weird for sure.
Yeah. I no longer like Sandy after seeing this. Maybe he gives up a couple today. Maybe he gives up 3 or 4 today. Next. Gomber. Oof. I still feel like it's Austin Gomber. So it's a guy who we've been fading and who's been atrocious for the majority of the season. So I'm not in a rush to bet this more than, but
Yeah, despite, I mean, he's looked good the last couple of starts, but nobody's really taking the under. Nobody's really buying into that quite yet. So
100%. Next, Belak. Ooh, there you go. I like that one. We already talked about it. Barrios, I wouldn't mind fading him either. Taking that more than 2.5. Wouldn't hate that one bit. Arthur, we're not going to talk about the Musgrove earn run square. That was a shit wager. Stripling might get teed up a little bit today too. This is what I like to see. We'll talk about the Reds, Javon, but this is exactly what we wanted to see.
So this is interesting because I don't know if you remember like the Luke Weaver square. I kind of pulled what you did with Musgrove that one time in the Brave series, and I was like, I feel super confident in Weaver giving up runs, but I think the Reds are going to win the game. And he got touched. This is almost or would be the same level of confidence if there wasn't the threat of Stripling only pitching like 3 2/3.
Okay.
I mean, the fact that he's also up for this the books know that as well. PrizePicks knows that as well. It could mean something in the same vein. So,
yep.
I would be all over it if it wasn't for that.
Yep. I like this square a lot. This is probably my favorite one in this category. Your concerns are heard, Javon. I'm with you, and I agree. But I don't even care. And I'm seeing some smart people I do follow who are taking his more than pitching outs today too. Which maybe cancels that out a little bit. I saw a couple guys I track who took that, which is a good sign.
I mean, he is pretty limited, but I mean, they did have it wasn't a doubleheader yesterday, but they had a reliever have to come in for an inning. Then they had Doval, who pitched twice yesterday and both saved. So I can only assume he's not going to be available today. So I mean, back into that bullpen is a little taxed. So maybe they need him to go a bit longer today.
Wheels are falling off for Rich Hill, people are saying. Miles Straw with another single, I bet.
Miles Straw goat,
sure. All right, we move. How do we not have a platter alert? Dude, just bat it. We do need a plat alert. We do. That'd be elite. All right, back to the boards. Back to the board. That's such a geek. Platter alert. Oh, man. Fake banging platters, eh? Oh, God. You guys are the worst. All right. Boston and Oakland, Javon. What do we like in this game? Waldichuk and Bayo? Minus 215 for the Sox. Delangadhada might be too late. What do we like here?
Yeah, I want to play the A's in some form or fashion. I really didn't think that I would want to say that after, the way yesterday went, which shout out to Trent for that. I was watching the house parlay. He got the A's on the little TikTok filter thing. He was like, no way I'm betting on the A's. Then switched it to the over. A's win 3-0. Can't remember the last time the A's have shut somebody out and they did it. So that was hilarious. But honestly, I still think even with yesterday, this line's a little short for as well as Bayo has been pitching. You can say, the Red Sox haven't been fantastic. But we've seen this play out with the Red Sox against like the Rockies and some of the poor teams. They give them a lot of respect, especially when Bayo's on the mound. So I honestly was expecting this to be way more juicy than it was for Bayo. Expecting him to see minus 270 maybe, with a lot of his props being a lot higher than they are too. I kind of like his under strikeouts as well. And a reason for that, again, this A's lineup, he's going to see 6 or 7 lefties today. And shout out for the Fever dub. Shout out. We love that.
Let's freaking go, boys. Let's go.
Huge. Yeah, but Bayo kind of in the same vein as Brian Wu today. Nobody really talks about how much he struggles against lefties. A little less drastic than the differences with Brian Wu are because of the sample sizes, but he's going to see 6 or 7 lefties today in that A's lineup. And it's a reason why a lot of his props are low. The strikeouts are low. They're at 5.5. Juice still moving down towards the under a little bit, which I thought was pretty interesting. So I think the A's bats give him a little bit of a challenge today. Which, do I really want to back Waldichuk? No. So maybe I'll just looking for a team total, but they're hanging it at like super, super juiced at 2.5, which when it's been there, it's been usually a pretty good sign for them. But I think Bayo has a little bit of trouble today.
Wouldn't mind taking that over after the first 2 games of sort under. Wouldn't mind that one bit. I thought that opener at 9 was high.
Yeah, exactly. I was about to say that too. I mean, regardless of, I know people were saying Devers is out. I don't think that factors into the line that much because I still think it should be ridiculously longer unless Devers is moving the line 80 cents. Because that's honestly what I think this should be priced at. And if Bayo is going to pitch well, I don't think we'd be seeing a 9 or 8.5 in this game. I think we'd be seeing a
probably
lot
right.
closer to. I think we'd be seeing a lot closer to an 8, especially like this isn't Fenway Park. We're in the Oakland Coliseum, where the Red Sox just got shut out last night. The A's haven't been the dynamic offense outside of their couple games against the Twins. So I think this total indicates exactly what we're going to get from the A's offense today. So I'm hoping that the total gets up, or the team total for the A's gets up to like 3.5 at a pretty juicy plus money instead of me laying the juice on 2.5. But I'm going to take it in some form or fashion.
Come on, Rosario. Come on, Rosario. Hit one over that damn fence, brother. Hit one over that damn fence. I like the over in this game, Javon. I'm with you. I like runs from both sides. The A's have been playing decent recently. I'm not saying they're playing great, but they've been winning some games. They've been scoring some runs, maybe not in the series, but I'm not super pissed about backing this team right this second when I am for 90% of the year, right? There are streaks. We talked about it. They're still pros. There's times when you can back a team like the Athletics. You just got to be picky. You got to be picky. Come on, Rosario. What do you say, kids? What do you say?
I didn't even see the fantasy score yet because I haven't got into that, but 34.5 fantasy score against the A's is certainly interesting.
Wow. You think it's low?
Oh, yeah, I think that's low.
Double steal? I believe so.
Really?
I think so. I think double steal on a strike. RBI, someone saying in chat. 1 and 5 off the bat. Bang! You clears the bases. Well, we need him to score still.
That's so funny.
His ass better be on second. Did they have any of his other squares up or just run?
They just had a run. I wanted to take the total bases because they had it up, and then it moved to like minus 145. So
J-Ram,
bring him in.
Come on, J-Ram. Come on, J-Ram. We need Rosario to score here, boys.
Trent, need you locked in, man. If you're listening,
Trent's locked. Damn, they're saying he dropped it. Was that supposed to be an out, chat?
No way.
Yeah, he's striking out here, boys. This is a sweat.
Unreal.
Come on, guards. He goes, I'm done. Oh, no.
Oh, no. Probably not good news. Oh, we don't even have Naylor today, man. So we don't even have the elite Platt Liquor coming up to the plate.
Yeah, who's on that? Who's up next?
Josh Bell, man.
Come on, JB. Come on, JB. Although we got Ramirez still up, but I know he already got out. Popped up to the catcher.
Yeah, Trent's living the score up, man. Ruining it.
Is it kegged? Is it done?
We need some Josh Bell legacies. It's a terrible sentence to say.
I think they're talking about Josh Bell popping out.
Are they?
I hope they're not, but I think they are.
It says J-Ram popped out to short. That's the last one I see.
Okay. We got life.
We're talking about the comments, so hopefully
they
don't. Yeah.
Come on, Josh.
Yeah, J-Ram.
Come on, Josh. Oh, I'm seeing some bangs.
Oh,
I'm seeing some bangs, brother. I want to see it with my own eyes. I want to see it with my own eyes.
Trent and Piss.
JB, Nationals legend. A Bell Ripper. Come on, I want to see it. Come on, JB. What do you say, kids?
Oh, that's a rip.
What do you say, kids?
Let's go.
Let's go, JB. All right, there's one. Rosario bang. Yes, sir, Mush. Let's Mush.
Go.
All right, we move on to Mookie. TBs. All right, chat. Javon, we got to pick up the tempo. We got to pick up the pace. You ready?
Yeah, let's do that.
All right, Brewers and Phillies, you got to play in this. I'll let you take it.
Yeah, I like the Brewers. Straight up. No plus 1.5s there.
Yep.
Which I put this on the cheat sheet, and I talked about this a little bit, a couple days ago, maybe before the All-Star break. the Brewers, like, not only are not bad against left-handed pitching, they're really good against lefties, which some of it's due to the shakeup of their lineup. Yelich has been hitting really well against lefties. Top of the lineup with Contreras. They mixed in Owen Miller. Really good. Went through like a lot of their stats. Like overall in the last 30 days, just this overall 6th best offense in the league, WRC plus wise, 8th in ISO, 4th in WOBA. Like they're not just not terrible. They're good. And Christopher Sanchez has also been good for the Phillies, but he has faced some pretty terrible offenses against lefties, which one of his last really good starts was against the Rays, who surprisingly enough, after the start to the year, 2nd worst offense against lefties in that time span too. Then he played the A's, who he was solid against, 24th. So a lot of teams like the Nats too, he had a really solid start against, which they were a very good offense at the beginning of the year. They're starting to regress a little bit against left-handed pitchers. So I not necessarily believing in Christopher Sanchez kind of long-term as this fantastic pitcher, as the numbers have shown that he's been putting up. So like a lot of the teams that he's struggled a little bit against, like the Mets really aren't even that good against lefties. They're towards the bottom 2, but he gave up 3 to them. Padres are the best team he's faced at this point. They're 11th in that same time span too, and he struggled against them. So like the Brewers, by the numbers right now, are the best left-handed pitching hitting team that he has faced by a pretty wide margin, which is crazy to say right now. So a lot of these guys, like especially too, like the Brewers, like in that span, they don't even hit the ball hard. They rely on like a lot of soft contact, and they're around league average in BABIP, so it's not even like they're getting lucky. So a lot of the teams that he is masterclassed against, like those teams that are bad against left-handed pitching, also rely on a lot of home run and hard hit balls, like the Rays very commonly do. They're the prime example of that. So the Brewers, I think their bats are going to really show up today. We're talking about Yelich and Adames, who have had a little resurgence. Owen Miller, really good. You got Trent here to bitch with the Jose jersey on, which is crazy. Yeah, Tyrone Taylor, also a guy who sneakily has been a lefty wagon, not just this season because he hasn't been up the entirety of it, but they've used him in that lefty platoon split for a year or two now. So I'm expecting their bats to really show up today. And Colin Rea, he's just, every time he comes up when I bet on the Brewers, I just say do enough. Do enough. And the Phillies, kind of like the Jays yesterday, not a team that I want to be fading for the duration of like the next couple weeks because they're getting really hot playing good baseball, but I'm going to do it today.
All right. And I'm definitely taking that Tyrone Taylor hit run RBIs on prospects. That's
yeah.
For sure.
I mean, wait till he gets confirmed in, but yeah, okay. He's probably going to play.
All right. Dubs. Padres and Toronto, Javon. Shout out the Pods, man, coming through, finally respecting some coins last night. What do we like today? You like them to run it back with Darvish on the bump? Or are you back in Barrios and Toronto, a team we like to do well in the second half of the season here that we've talked about?
Yeah, I don't want to get cute with doubling up, fading the Blue Jays. I honestly don't even really love it today. If anything, I would lean them, but I'm kind of resigned off of this game. These are 2 pitchers that are, I mean, really difficult to figure out in their own individual ways. You Darvish. Yeah, super inconsistent, which, I mean, Darvish, with his, deep as a pitch arsenal as he does have, like if one of those pitches is off and it changes his whole arsenal drastically from a given start, we've seen that play out time and time again. It's really hard to cap him, and Jose Barrios, flashes of Cy Young at any given time can happen. So, yeah, I don't know. Yesterday, I do kind of want to lean into the Blue Jays, but I want to take my money from that series and run, honestly, because I think it's going to be a really tough one. 100%.
I'm with you. I agree. Stay away from this game. We won coins yesterday. No need to double D up. 2 very inconsistent pitchers. Either one of those guys could throw a no-hitter tonight or be pulled in the 3rd inning. Okay? Not worth our time.
Pretty
Yankees
much.
Today? You like your guy Rodon? You like Rodon to start doing some stuff or what?
Yeah. I mean, I think he pitches well, which I've kind of thought that the first 2 starts, to be honest with you, and that didn't play out too well. But today, I think he pitches well. Outside of pitching to Ohtani, of course, if he can get through the rest of that lineup, he should have a pretty good start. Lean under here too. Angels over the last couple weeks here have been pretty pitiful against left-handed pitching. Outside of course, Ohtani, like he's just good at everything. Most unreal player we've seen. But yeah, another situation where I really don't want to get involved. I'm tired of taking the Yankees. I try to take them in a couple spots only and limit myself to that. With Chase Silseth going on the other side, who is a real wild card in himself coming up now and is probably going to be used in somewhat of a limited role. I just don't want to get involved with that game.
Mm-hmm. Give me the over. I think Rodon continues to iron out the kinks. I think Seth gets crushed. I think that Angels bullpen gets crushed. I think that Yankees bullpen is taxed. I think they get teed up a little bit too. MLB Network game. Juice Baseballs will be there. Shohei will be playing on TV. Don't ever think it. It's against the Yankees. That game's going over. I wish I put that in my best bets now that I'm talking about it. Looking at the splits, the over is so public. Oh, no. 76% of bets, 90% of handle on that over. My goodness.
Sheesh.
We don't have time to dive into that anymore, but we'll move. I want to talk about the White Sox and Mets. Verlander versus Tukey. Are we taking Tukey plus 1.5 today against Verlander? Has been really good or no?
Maybe. I mean, it's up to you. You seem like you're a little more excited to talk about that game than I am, but I definitely lean Tukey in the White Sox. I just don't feel like going to it.
Yeah, I just want to keep fading this Mets. I want to keep fading this Mets team over and over and over and over and over again.
Not a bad idea.
And over and over and over again. Honestly, I might just take a half U on the White Sox end now and call it at that. Why not? White Sox are playing okay. White Sox are scoring runs at least, right? The Mets stink. The Mets bullpen stinks. Verlander looks mid. He looks washed, although he looks better recently. Not scared of him. Not scared of the Mets. Not scared of Buck Showalter. Give me the White Sox on the ML for a little half U. They get it done. And if they lose, we go half U tomorrow, right?
Yeah, I'm down with that.
All right, what about Arizona and Atlanta? Or I guess we could talk about Giants-Reds first. You got your Reds head on. You back in Ashcraft today on the ML?
Yes, I am. I'm dying on the hill for the Reds today. I don't think he gets swept in the series, but talked about it like Ross Stripling. Not only is he bad, but like when I look at a pitcher to fade in Great American Ballpark against this offense, he like perfectly fits the mold. Like I want a guy who fills up the strike zone, which he has damn near a 90th percentile walk rate. So he's going to throw a lot of strikes, even if he's only pitching for a shortened time period to this lineup, maybe 2 times through. He gives up a lot of hard contact, which is exactly what we want to see. A high expected slug is a pretty key stat that I like to track for these guys in Great American Ballpark. And he is not very good at it. He's a guy with a 6.1 ERA, which his xERA is a little lower, but it doesn't necessarily say that he's been very unlucky if you look at it a little deeper. But 5.35 there. You look at him like 7th percentile on that X slug. 25th percentile on that hard hit rate. Like I said, really good at filling up the strike zone. So you're only getting the 5% walk rate for him there. So I just think he gets drilled. And after the last couple of days, pretty high stress games. Giants bullpen's been used. Yes, the Reds bullpen's also been used, but they're not going to win a game with their bullpen necessarily. Like whenever you're taking the Reds at this point, you're just hoping they out hit somebody. But Graham Ashcraft, who I'm excited to keep seeing. He is back. He's been amazing ever since the Braves start where he got blown up, which is a really tough spot for him coming off the IL. He's been amazing. I mean, 3 straight games where he's been lights out, almost 19 innings, only a run in each of the games. 2 of those were in Great American Ballpark too. So he's impressed me. I think it's back. I'll die on the hill today. I think that offensive performance we got yesterday invigorates them. Okay.
I'm in. Ashcraft, look, he was down bad for a while, hurt, pitching like crap, right? But after that walk-off in the game he pitched in about a month ago, maybe a little bit less, his team was gassing him up more than the guy who hit the walk-off, talking about how they're so happy Ashcraft, threw a gem. And they're just stoked he's got to get some confidence back. And it's been clear he has that confidence, and he's got that swagger back in his last couple starts. He's pitching like the Ashcraft we saw at times last year, who was elite. I'm in. The splits look good. Some fat bets coming in on the Reds ML, 47% of bets, 76% of handle back in Ashcraft today. I'll fade the Giants, who are playing well, who I still think are frauds. And I'll back the Reds, who I believe in, who have been on a little bit of a cold streak. But like you said, Javon, last night they put up a 10-piece. Maybe that gets them going. And they have Graham up on the bump, who's been really good too. I'm in.
100%.
All right. Looks like Mookie already got out. Nice. Great. Javon, we got a couple other games to get to. I want to make sure we talk about the ones we like. Arizona, Atlanta. Yeah. Charlie Morton on the bump for me in my head-to-head lineup this week. He's going to shove today. I like Atlanta to get it done today. I know we got burned by the Phillies, -1.5 yesterday. That sucked. Home run in the 8th or whatever, run in the 8th to not cover from the Brewers, whatever, sucked. We move. All right, I'm not getting caught up over it. I still like the same kind of angle today with Atlanta and Morton to shove against a dead Diamondbacks team right now. And I want to fade Nelson against the best lineup in baseball right now, the Braves. They're absolutely crushing.
You want to know something crazy about this game too?
Sure.
He's not there anymore, but the concept of him opening here is crazy. They opened Ryan Nelson at 4.5 earned runs.
Jesus,
which
dude.
I know we saw what the Braves dropped 13. We had almost 30 runs in the game yesterday, and it's just the Braves offense. But a 4.5 earned runs, I've never seen that. Which he's moved down to he's like minus 150 now for 3.5 to go over that. But I couldn't believe my eyes when I saw that in the first place. And I don't care that it's moved the opposite way. It kind of has to when you have a guy that high. But to see that was crazy. So I kind of agree with you. I just think he gets destroyed.
Let's go. I'm in. The only reason I'm not taking the team total is because they scored a bazillion runs recently, and I think there's a chance that Morton just throws a gem and this game ends, 3-1 type, potentially. All right, that's why I'm taking the minus 1.5 here. Javon, any of these other late night games you want to get to, you want to talk about? I know I like the Twins tonight. We got a squad ride to get to. I don't want to miss anything, though. You fading Williams today? What's going on in that game?
Not quite. I mean, we can talk about the Twins game. Josh, I don't know if you have the graphic of the two pitchers up there. For people to kind of sift
W's.
Oh, YouTube bang. Yeah. I mean, these are you might as well spoil it at this point. Just put up the other one. Two guys with pretty much identical stats here, and you're talking about all the expected stats with ERA, batting average, WOBA, barrel rate. This is Kenta Maeda, Trent's friend that he's probably going to get out of the next $500 mystery box, and Luis Castillo.
Kenta Maeda.
Yeah,
I'm telling you.
You're telling them. You're telling them. But yeah, these pitchers are shockingly similar when you look at a lot of the advanced metrics here. Luis Castillo is obviously a big name who struggled a little bit in the home run department. So coming back today, I don't mind backing Kenta Maeda one bit, to be honest with you. And the Twins in their little pocket, like yesterday, I took them because Brian Wu, A, was super core, B, gets hurt a lot by lefties, and they had a lot that were going to hit the ball hard off of him. Kind of the same thing. Luis Castillo, what has been his problem? In this little stretch of a couple weeks, it's been the home run ball. And the Twins, even in a low-scoring game, they take advantage of a lot of that. So kind of with you, the Twins.
Let's go. W graphic. That was cool. Who would have thought Kenta Maeda and all-star Luis Castillo had pretty much the same expected numbers?
Yeah, crazy to see there. But, I mean, that total moving down to, I don't think it's going to be a shootout or a lot of runs like it's been the last couple of days. But your Luis Castillo on the bump, a couple home runs can make the difference.
Castillo the hot dog.
Yeah, Castillo hot dog too. Yeah, interesting.
All right, let's get some plays out there for the squad ride, ladies and gents. Okay, and we can finish up talking about these games. Make sure you guys follow us on Pickett. All right, I talked about it already on Twitter today. They've got a Twitter type, feed on there specific to sports bettors. It's literally Twitter for sports bettors on there. If you guys haven't checked it out, please do. It's not just a bet tracking app. There's a bazillion things you can do on there. It's worth the download. It's free. All right. You can refer your buddies. It's not a sports book, but you can refer your buddies and get some money out of it too. So if you're looking to make some coin, get your buddies hip. All right. Use promo code Javon and download Pickett. Start tracking your bets. Okay. Squad rides. Twins MO.
Yeah, I put the Twins. Got to put the Reds in.
Yep. Cincinnati MO. Sure.
Yep.
Atlanta minus 1.5.
Yeah, we can put that in there.
Morton. Sure. Brewers.
Yeah. I mean, my nominations are going to be for Brewers and Rockies to round it out. Those are my plays. So you can
definitely like the Brewers
there.
Definitely going Brewers. I'm out. All right.
You got to flash it again.
I didn't see it. Oh, there it is. Sure. Beautiful. Beautiful. I take full credit for Dane Dunning's unbelievable season he's had this year.
I love
take
that
full credit
picture.
for it. Okay,
Oh, my God.
That's zest.
That's the zestiest picture of all time.
Right now, we've got Minnesota money line, Cincinnati money line, Atlanta minus 1.5, Milwaukee money line. I wouldn't mind the Boston Oakland over.
Yeah,
I would
put that in there too.
I wouldn't mind. I wouldn't mind that. If you like that Rockies plus 1.5 better, though, let me know, and we'll put that in there.
Honestly, I'm taking it, but the more that I talked about, I was trying to find a way to play that A's game, but I wouldn't mind taking that over instead of just isolating the A's. Because, too, I mean, after all the games that went over except 2 yesterday, that was one of the 2 where one of the teams got shut out. So, wouldn't mind doing that.
I'm in. I thought that opener 9 was weird. Let's put that in as the last play. Chat, 5 plays, 5 winners. Get your votes in. Hurry up. We got 3 minutes. Minnesota money line, Cincinnati money line, Atlanta -1.5, Milwaukee money line, Boston, Oakland, over 8.5. All right, 5 plays, 5 winners. Get your votes in. The poll should be up in the Twitch chat. Hurry up. Go, 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 go. Get your votes up. We got 3 minutes.
Devers is also playing, though, for whoever is saying he would have moved the line to make it very short. He's in the lineup. So,
sure.
Let's watch
Espresso Bet's coming in with a sub bang. Let's fucking go, Espresso. Hope you're locked in today. Hope you've already had an espresso. Sure.
Yeah.
Dubs. Chat, get your votes in. Hurry up. Go, 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 go. We don't have enough. Get your votes in. The Reds are pulling away, I believe. Sheesh. My goodness.
Definitely not mad.
Get your votes in, boys.
Not that much.
Get your votes in, boys. All right. Make sure you guys follow us on Pick'It. Okay. Stick around. You know, Trent's taking over here in a few. Surge stream. All right. Let's find some winners. Need the model. Need the duck races. Absolutely electric. Okay. Make sure you guys stick around for the surge stream. Any of these late games we didn't touch on? Detroit, Kansas City. I lean the Royals. I'm not ready to unban the trophy yet. I said after the All-Star break, we can start betting them. I was looking at the Royals today. Started to interest me, but I think I'm going to wait it out. I do lean that way, though, Javon. What do you think about the Royals?
As much as I really don't want to say it, that -130, -135 opener with Eron on the mound feels criminal. And I know we say that all the time about the Royals, but that one looks really, really interesting. If they didn't win yesterday, I would have had to be on it today. But
yeah,
I don't know. I want to wait it out, see if we get any buyback, but that line is wild.
I agree. 100%. I also think the Cubs win today. I think the Cubs win big. Would not be surprised if that game goes over again. Would not be surprised if Hendricks honestly pitches okay, though. And the Nats end up scoring late. I think the Cubs will be scoring early and often throughout the entire game. The Nats are very fadeable right now. Their closer's on the IL. Their bullpen already stinks. They got Williams pitching today. Good luck, boys. Good luck. I'm rooting for you. Yeah. It's going to be tough. It's going to be tough.
Yeah. I mean, honestly, I kind of leaned the Nats in that game. I thought they were going to score.
Well, you know, I can't read a Nats game to save my life, so you're probably right. Yeah.
Yeah, fair enough. Fair enough.
Jack, get your votes in. Hurry up. Get your votes in. I don't know how much time's left. I can't even see the freaking poll right now. We got what? Another minute?
All the lefties. The Giants are going to stack in the lineup against
another minute?
Hey,
are they stacking lefties?
That would be fine. He's better against lefties, so they can stack all they want.
Stack them up.
Yeah.
Sure. We prefer the stack.
Yeah, give me the stack.
All right. Get your votes in, chat. Last call. We got about a couple seconds. Go, 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 go. Hurry up. Get your squad ride votes in. Why not us? We fit both this week. All right. 106, 70, and 3. 106, 70, and 3. Let's make it 107 with the Cincinnati Reds on the ML tonight with 69 votes. I bet. Great vibes, great song. Okay. Reds ML today, Javon. Maybe it was the hat. I don't know. Maybe it was the pitch. I don't know either.
Actually, it was completely unintentional, but Giants have had their little Mickey Mouse run of winning 7 in a row. The Reds have come out pretty cold out of the break, losing 6 in a row. So now we get them at a pick 'em pretty much here. Streak ends today.
All right. Let's stay confident. Streak ends today. Streak ends today. All right. Chat, we'll get some prize picks going. All right. Stick around. You guys know the vibes. All right. Search stream starting up here in a second. We'll catch you tomorrow. Same time, same place. We'll be seeing, boys. We'll be seeing.
We will.
All right.